A nuclear bomb just went off. What do you do with your garden? Hi, my name is Josie. I'm a physicist, and admittedly, I'm only a beginner gardener. I am not a pro gardener, but I do know a thing or two about radiation, so I'm here to tell you how you can save your garden in the event of nuclear fallout. If you're within the initial blast radius, unfortunately, I'm sorry, there's no way to save your garden.
I forgot to say this won't be an issue for you because you'll be dead.
However, if your garden and plants and everything is not wiped out by the initial blast, you're looking at dealing with fallout. Cover the crops immediately. We're talking tarps. We're sealing those tarps. No air can get in. The air is contaminated with radioactive fallout. Next, if you garden in a greenhouse, your greenhouse needs to be sealed, ideally with silicone lining. If you are a container gardener, you have the easiest job of moving your containers indoors, away from windows and away from outside air. What about the aftermath? What if you can't save your crops and you have to start all over? Can you even garden in that soil? The good news is yes, but you're going to have to dig 5 to 10 inches deep and take that soil that you have dug up, place it in a pile in an isolated location in your yard, and let it decay. Then, once you have dug 5 to 10 inches deep, theoretically, you should be okay to restart there. If you have poor topsoil or you didn't have that much topsoil to begin with, you gotta rebuild it the same way that you would rebuild any topsoil. We're talking organic material, we have to let it break down, etc. We're looking at radioactive fallout decaying within 3 to 4 weeks after the initial blast. However, I still wouldn't eat things that were grown in soil during that time, in that 3 to 4 week time. Anything harvested before is obviously safe. I wouldn't risk eating food that was grown in those 3 to 4 weeks. There is some science that shows that sunflowers can remove radiation from soil. There was an experiment done in Chernobyl with a sunflower patch, and it actually showed some improvement along with some mushrooms. There's mushrooms that will absorb isotopes and then they become compost. Obviously you don't want to eat them, but they do compost well and you can use that compost. Mushrooms are pretty cool. Also, in terms of scale, we're not looking at a Chernobyl situation here. So there are still farms in Chernobyl that are abandoned, and that's because that was a power plant. And these reactors and these power plants, they can hold about more than 100 tons of radioactive material, whereas a warhead that we're looking at would have about 20 to 50 pounds of radioactive material. That's why we have a 3 to 4 week decay period. That's why it's not as widespread, etc. So, if the bombs drop, you can protect your garden. If you think you have consumed radioactive material, you can take potassium iodide. There are tablets that you take a dosage based on your height and weight every 24 hours. Potassium iodide is not a solution. It is not a cure. It protects the thyroid from radioactive exposure. So, not a quick fix, not a cure, but if you think you've been exposed, you can take those tablets. But hopefully that won't be the case because you know how to protect your garden. If you want to learn more, go ahead and give me a follow. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll answer as many as I can. Happy gardening and fuck Donald Trump.